And we are back with video 2. If you didn't catch it, you can check out that other video because there's some information there you may be interested in, including a 5-star review for our man Sam. This one is a little bit more centric on some of the cast members and some things that they wanted to share with us, which I love to share, and some season 8 information. But we are going to start off with a little something from Outlander stars. They shared some behind the scenes pictures that we apparently have never seen before. And I do think I'm a little more centered on this one. I was a little off in the other video, but we still got to see everything. Outlander Stars, though, does share this. It says, for us non-time travelers, unreleased behind the scenes of Outlander Season 1 and 2, we'll have to do. We'll be all right. I don't know. We can't complain about it. We got Sam smiling on a horse. Love Sam smiling on a horse. We have less than smiley moments here. And my favorite coats. Any production of any show or movie, my favorite coats. Here, Katrina and Sam kind of snuggling up between takes. I do believe. Oh, there's lovely. Love the dress. Everybody loves the dress. It is so fun to see folks cosplay this dress just because you know how much time and effort goes into creating this look. It's insane. Love it. Love it. Oh, my heart. Seriously. Column and Son. Love that one as well. Although I was expecting green socks. I feel like this is a little off. But okay. Maybe there's a thing. Maybe there's a thing. Okay, we got some Graham smiling. Does he look like a cheeky devil all the time when he smiles, or is it just me? He always looks like he's got like something going on that he doesn't want us to know about. Graham, you look a little suspicious, dude, like all the time. Speaking of suspicious, I liked Kalis. I really did. I wanted her to be a good guy, even though she's not really a good guy. But Lottie is so sweet. You kind of just love her. And another person I wish I could meet, of course, Katrina as well. Seems weird that I've met Sam and not Katrina now. It seems off. So I need to fix that. It needs to be fixed. Remedied. That's what needs to be done. Oh, there's a good one. No, wait. I can't quite tell if that's... Who is that? Is that Tobias? That's not Tobias. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's the angle. I can't quite tell who that is. And the costume isn't helping. It can't be Tobias because we see Tobias is either Frank or a red coat. And Frank doesn't wear stockings. Somebody tell me. I may think it's the way it's facing. I can't tell who I'm looking at. Who am I looking at? Maybe it is Tobias and he's just not in uniform. I think that's got to be it. Somebody help me because I'm losing my mind here. Oh, you're good. Good having a chat. Let me tell you where you need to stand and how gruff you need to look in this scene because it's important that you look gruff. And yeah. It's an important part of the role. Love this. Oh my gosh. I do love this scene here where Jamie swings in to save Claire from Blackjack. Whew. During a very bad moment in Claire's life. But I love the just coming in. And of course we find out gun's not loaded. But it was very scary moment. Oh no. Yeah. We lost an eye. But you know what? I can't feel too bad because we did get to keep him around for a good long while. Minus an eye or not. Fantastic to see. That just looks really bad. Aw. That's just all I have to say with that one is aw. That's kind of a sweet one. That's nice. Oh, and I just love the tartan. When the ladies wear the tartan as like a shawl, I think that's just fantastic. It just looks so good. Let's see here. Oh, doesn't look so good to me. Okay, the red coat just freaks me out every time. Some of the gentlemen, they look really nice. They pull it off really good. But I will still say one of the most heartbreaking moments in Outlander, and there's a lot, is that first scene where Jamie is wearing the lobster bag. Oh my gosh. Want to make me ill and sad all at the same time. And kind of, that's how I feel when I see Blackjack anyway. Kind of ill and sad all at the same time. Sorry, Tobias. It's nothing personal, I swear. It's just because of your character. Oh, hey, is she sitting? I was under the impression she couldn't sit. Well, that's more of a lean, isn't it? It's sort of sitting comfortably, uncomfortably in her wedding dress. I still love the idea that she had to have a golf cart like trolley pull her around because the walking was so complicated. I am glad she was able to cop a squat, kind of, not quite, at least lean, sort of sit. I still don't know what you would call that. Oh, I'm so glad they included a picture of Diana Gabaldon. And what are we looking at? We're looking, look the big hall or the church. They're looking at some plans for stuff coming up right here. That is so cool. She always has the coolest clothes on too, like comfortable and stylish, from her blouses to her sweaters. Love Diana. All right, that's cool. That's a nice collection. Thank you, Outlander stars. We'll take any extras we can get, any tidbits you've been holding back. Now this is not a tidbit. This is a big bit. We have me needing to center this one more time. Just by like a half an inch or something. But anyway, Outlander Obsessed shares this. Let the speculations and theorizing begin. This did come out yesterday. And so we've got a lot of thoughts as far as what all of these mean. I'm gonna let us figure this out here, okay? So we have episode 1. This is the season 8 final list of the titles, and in order, because we had them a couple of times and we weren't sure what the order was. So we've got Soul of a Rebel, and this one is episode 1, written by Sarah H. Hutt. We got episode 2 is Prophecies, written by Barbara Stepansky. Abies and Frazari? Abies and Frazari? I can't quite read that. Let me see. Abies and Frazari. Okay. Written by Madeline Bristol. All right. That sounds like it's familiar and I ought to know what it means. Let me know below what you think the number 3 one is. Muskets, Liberty, and Sauerkraut. Okay, that one got a pretty good idea. Written by Evan McGay. And then we got number 5, Sand for the Devil, written by Luke Shellhouse. Number 6 is Blessed Are the Merciful, written by Danielle Barrow. Number 7 is Evidence of Things Not Seen. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Written by Tony Graffia. Tony. All right. Episode 8, A Bit of Time. Oh, come on. A Bit of Time, written by Ronald D. Moore. Oh, got my man back here. All right. And episode 9, Pharaohs, written by Diana Gabaldon. Nice. And then the finale. Hate saying that. The series finale. And the World Was All Around Us, written by Matthew B. Roberts. That's going to be impressive. Now, do we want to go through and see what the speculation is? No, you know what? I really do. I want to hear what you guys think about these episodes. What the titles are going to tell us. What do you think is going to happen? And I want to hear from both the book readers and not the book readers. But for my book readers, make sure you put a spoilers warning in there for the folks who don't want to know exactly what's coming up. All right, spoilers, and then some dots, so people have to push a little more to get what your spoilers are. Because if you've read the books, it's possible you might have a slightly better idea of what's going to be happening next, which is why I'm keeping my mouth shut. So but I would love to hear, what are your thoughts about what is going to happen in this final season? And do these titles give us any really good hints? Because the answer is yes. But what are those hints? And what do you think? Because there's some things we're sure are going to happen, whether you've read the books or not. And there are some things that kind of up in the air, again, whether you read the books or not. And then there's some things that if you've read the books, you're really hoping that they get in. But you got to remember that there's some things that are definitely not going to be in because they've guaranteed that the story is going to end differently on screen than it will in the books. So keep that in mind. Very cool. Whew, man, it's getting down to that time, guys. It's kind of sad. So let's cheer up. We got The Circle of Life being sung by Flory Mae Wilkinson, which I can't play the music, but you got to check her out. Man, She has a really great voice. I will tell you that. It says, Florian May Wilkinson says, I drive my family mad singing every second of the day, and performing is in my soul. But to be trusted to sing a solo for the Sylvia Young concert in this amazing church is always such a special honor. It will forever stay in my heart as a core memory. Watch to the end to see a little me and my twin brothers supporting my big bro many years ago at this Sylvia's concert. Oh, how cute. Oh my gosh. That was worth it. That was worth it. All right. That's so cool. And she does. She sings Circle of Life really beautifully. Beautiful, beautiful. I love these multi-talented youngsters. They're just going to rule the world. Hopefully better than we do. So, Sophie Skelton shares this, and I've got another good one for you from her here in a minute. The Friends apartment building. Oh, do you know what? I've been rewatching Friends. That Kenny, the cop guy, cuts a nice varsity suit. Press junket day in head-to-head toe Ralph. I have no idea what that means, sweetheart. But nice outfit. Look, you got a polo. And the jacket matches the polo. It's not a polo, it's a sweater, but it's polo on the sweater. And what are these, shorts or skirt? Like a pleather? Interesting. The Friends apartment building is what it says, though. I've been watching Friends. That doesn't look like the outside of the Friends apartment building, but I'll take your word for it. You're in New York, not me. Very cool. But this is the video we got to watch. Sophie Skelton, and I can't play the audio because she's watching Stranger Things, and she's got the audio going. My live and perfectly chill, no chance reaction to Stranger Things finale. Potential spoilers if you're listening closely, and a freak who knows their stuff. Consider yourself warned. All right, I consider myself warned. To watch her as she's watching with with her puppy. Hey, all right, wow. It like went from dark to light. Oh, that's the TV though, not like. But I was just discussing it. Oh, shocking, amazing. Ah. Who was I talking to the other day? They were like, oh, you probably watched Stranger Things. And I was like, I watched season 1 and then we just never got back into it. So now that it's all done, I love a good binge watch where I can watch the whole thing. And after I'm done with Friends, I may do that. Just to stay on top of fun stuff. And if it gets that reaction from Sophie, it's got to be good, right? So I may have to check that one out. All right, now got a little Stephen Cree. This is Forever Sassenach sharing this one. A few years ago, when I was going through a very dark period and Outlander was about the only thing keeping me going, my little sister gave me this cameo from Stephen Cree for my birthday. I still watch it regularly and it continues to move me all over again. Thank you, dear Stephen. You have no idea how much this helped me and still helps me. So why not cheer us all up? Forever Sassenach shares this. I'm going to share this with you because sometimes, even though it's a new year and we're all like hopeful, sometimes you could use some cheering up. So let's see what Stephen has to say that cheers us up because yes.
Hanka, how are you? This is a message from Stephen Cree. Martin, thank you for booking this message. The money that I get goes to Cash for Kids UK. So thank you very much for donating to such an amazing charity by getting me to do this video. Hanka, Martin tells me that you've had a rough few years in your personal life with the health of your husband and whatnot. So first of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, it's been on top of the last 18 months, you know, hasn't helped anymore. All that anyone needed on top of having a rough time, you know, was a worldwide pandemic, which has obviously just completely and utterly thrown the world into flux. So I'm going to have to open my button. I don't know why I've actually got that. I was doing an audition a second ago, a self-tape at home, and I had that button for some reason. It's too warm. Right, Hanka, Martine has asked me, she said, if I could give Hanka a pep talk to hang in there and say that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. and that you're the most lovely sister and you care about everyone to the point of which you almost forget about yourself. You know, my mum's like that actually. My mum is so caring of everyone else and running about always trying to still look after me or her grandkids or her husband or whoever else. She forgets to just take care of herself sometimes and spoil herself. So maybe you're a little bit like that. Listen, I mean, look, I don't know you, Hanka, and I'm not, when people ask me to give advice, I never quite know what to say because I don't want to patronise anyone. But I mean, first off, right, I read a great book, in terms of like light at the end of the tunnel. I read a fantastic book about 8 years ago, which my mum bought for me. Actually, my mum knows me well, and it's called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And it's about, he was an eminent Jewish psychiatrist who spent about 4 years in Auschwitz. And on leaving Auschwitz, if that's how you pronounce it, within about 4 or 5 months of getting out the camp, he wrote a book based on his experiences. I mean, it's a really, really, as you would imagine, harrowing and upsetting book, but also strangely hopeful, because he concluded that through his whole experience, the only thing that kept him going in any way was hope and belief that there was light at the end of the tunnel. And he noticed his fellow prisoners, whenever they started kind of losing hope and just thinking there was no end in sight and this is just the way their life was going to be forever, which I cannot imagine being in that situation for that amount of time. When they started to lose hope, he said that's when they would fall to dysentery or the flu or other such illnesses and kind of basically just give up and die in a way. And he said that the one thing that kept him going was hope and the belief that things would change. And I think, I can listen, obviously I've never, and I hope I never am in any sort of situation like that, but any time I've had really tough time, I had a really tough time in my early 20s. I'm finding this year really hard as well. It's my industry has changed massively. The way I get work has changed massively. I don't get as much work right now, and it's tough, and you think, and it's hard when you feel. I don't know what you're feeling, but I find when I'm feeling in those moments, it's hard sometimes to imagine that things are going to change or things are going to get better. But I'm 41 years old. My experience has told me that things always do, and this too shall pass. And just to try and keep things in the day as much as possible. So, okay, right, I might not be feeling great today. Actually, I feel okay today as it happens, but, last week I wasn't feeling so good. And I think, right, I'm not feeling great today. And maybe today, actually, I just can't really do anything about that. And I just have to sit with it. But I know tomorrow might be different. And, not to take any sort of drastic action and just to try and be kind to myself. And because that's the thing as well. I think we're so our own worst enemy, aren't we? And the things that we tell ourselves in our head, we would never say out loud to other people. That critical voice in our head is so strong sometimes, I think. And you just have to ignore it. And I'm reading this great book right now called The Inside Out Revolution by Michael Neal. And he talks about, we live in a world where we're kind of governed by the feelings of our thoughts. And the world is pretty much just the world as is. It doesn't really change that much. It stays pretty much the same. But depending on what we are thinking, it can seem like a very different place. And those thoughts, so if we're thinking, it's difficult something, but we're thinking all sorts of negative thoughts, that kind of, makes us feel very negative or very down. But similarly, if we're thinking very, happy or positive thoughts or whatever, the world suddenly seems like a very different place. But the idea is that the world is always the same. We live very much in our thoughts, and I'm absolutely like that. And in a way, acting is kind of like that, because if you're doing a scene where you're scared, you have to trick yourself into kind of feeling scared, and you almost trick your body into that feeling as well. And I think everything, I think that pertains to just in life as well. So yeah, I mean, look, I think I don't know if that's any sort of pep talk whatsoever at all, but the thing seems to be hope. You just have to trust and believe that things will change and you'll be okay. I mean, I sometimes think that as well. Even if the worst possible outcome of what I'm worrying about happens, I'll still be okay and deal with it. Anytime I worry about all sorts of endless shit that never happens. And when the big shit happens, I'm able to deal with that. Actually, it's almost like life's like that, isn't it? When the thing you're worrying about actually does happen sometimes, you're like, okay, right now I can deal with it. But sometimes I wonder if that's self-fulfilling prophecy. And actually, most of the time, the things that I worry about never happen. And in fact, actually, often things go better than I had imagined. So, listen, I hear you. It's tough times right now as well. And I think we all just have to, look after each other, reach out there. And if your sister's saying you almost forget about yourself, don't forget to reach out and speak to people sometimes as well, or do something that makes you just whatever. I went to the cinema on my own the other day during the daytime because I fucking love that. I love going to the cinema on my own and just getting lost in it. And that makes me feel better. I feel a bit guilty about it going during the day when my kid is at nursery and stuff and my wife's at work. But, you have to take care of yourself, I think. If that's taking care of yourself, then that's okay. But yeah, don't forget to think about yourself and reach out to people and tell them. I think, the last 18 months, the thing that has kept me going through, talking about the pandemic in particular in this rough time, it's been the support of a great family and the support of some wonderful, wonderful friends and keeping in touch with them on a weekly basis. And when I felt down and when I felt shit and when I felt fuck this and fuck everything, somebody has spoken to me and picked me up. And, vice versa, if one of my friends has been feeling that way, hopefully I've been able to speak to him and pick him up. Probably not, because I'm a bit moanier than my friends. Anyway, Hanka, listen, lots of love, and I hope you feel better soon. Okay, take care.
That was just sweet. A lot of good stuff he said there, having to do with you get ill when you lose hope. I'm I feel like that's a little bit of why I got so sick. Some stuff in the world, a bit upsetting. But also that you keep good people around you, and you guys were so nice with your Happy New Year's and well wishes and kind words. So that that did perk me up reading those, and I'm so lazy didn't hardly answer anything because again, so sick, so sick. But yeah, that's so nice. Thank you forever, Sassenach, for sharing that. And as far as those times a few years ago, I think just the majority of us could relate to those feelings overall. I don't think anybody didn't lose somebody. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost, we lost people close to us, and it was just a rough time compared to. Whew, yeah, lots of stuff he said there. I can't comment on all of it, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna move on. Thank you very much. Because I got a couple other fun things. I should have put this at the beginning as a behind the scenes, but I just thought it was funny because I didn't notice it first. I was like, oh, look, it's a picture of Roman. Oh my gosh, his hand's gone. Like literally my brain went, oh yeah, because his hand's gone. Anyway, Outlander France shared this one. Fake arm, true emotion. Was he like really sad that he had to wear the prosthetic? At least he didn't actually have to lose a hand. And Roman Bro says, where's my hand at? Well, an English soldier who was not very kind took it away from you, dude. It's a problem. But it sort of had perks because then, Jamie had to take care of you. and then adopts you, and then you meet Marcella, and it's all a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Well, not all in that order because you were adopted. Anyway, one last thing here I got for you. I'm gonna adjust my hip here. Balfe Nation shares this. It is from Katrina Balfe and her New Year's run. Katrina Balfe with Daniel McKenna at the 2026 Glasgow Harriers 5K and 10K road race in Monaghan on New Year's Day, wearing her jersey supporting Sanctuary Runners. All right, look at this. We got a couple of pictures here. That's a fun way to start your New Year's. I could not have done that just because I was sick, but I was like, that would be cool. I mean, I'm not good at doing resolutions like from the first day of January on New Year's Day. I'm going to start making these healthy changes. I'll sleep in. It's gonna happen. But it like sounded really good to go for a walk, to get a little exercise, to go get some sunshine. So I was really happy to see these pictures, and that's kind of what she was doing. It says POV, an unbelievable New Year's Day 5K and 10K. That's like a nice way to start the year, like on the right foot, literally. So good on you. Well done, Katrina. Well done, Daniel. Well, Daniel done. And McKenna. That's awesome. I think that's fantastic. And I'm assuming they finished because there's the finish line. And yeah, a good way to start the year. Really, sincerely. That is us all caught up, I think. So if you watched both videos, you ought to have most of the information that I've had up my sleeve or shared with me since Thursday. And again, I do apologize for not getting this out sooner. I was in no condition to record, to go live, to do anything. I was barely sitting up any of it. I couldn't eat anything. I felt I'd been coughing so much and finally have most of the nastiness out of my chest now. But I'd been coughing for a week straight. And it got to the point where I literally felt like somebody had been punching me for a week straight. And the worst part is the nausea started setting into my stomach, and I couldn't tell if I was nauseous because of the pain in my stomach from the muscles being so used from coughing, or if I had moved on to the flu. Literally ill for almost 2 weeks. Yeah, for 2 weeks, because I'm still getting over the last bit of it now. My ears feel like I got caught in it. Driving my husband crazy last night. I was like, we want to watch a little something before we go to sleep. Trying to watch TV. We usually have the volume set at around 12 to 14, depending on what we're watching. Man, we had that sucker turned up to 18. And I could still was going like, what are they saying? Because just it feels. Anyway, all right. Thank you so much for joining me. That's all my whining and complaining, but my fun and interesting information about Outlander and the stars and stuff going on in the world of Outlander and the stars. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If not, big old thumbs down, and don't forget to comment either way. If you find yourself coming back here regularly, or you think you might start to, you should probably hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you know when new videos do come out. I tend to put out new videos normally at least once every day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I get very, very ill or have other things going on, but I really do try. I really do try to have stuff out at least Monday through Friday. And of course, tonight we'll be doing our commentary, our review, our thoughts about Outlander Season 2, Episode 11. So make sure you join us tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and some of the gals will be chatting it up and totally staying on topic because we're so good at that. And yeah, that's a lie, but we'll try. We'll at least be mildly funny. Because I think we are. I don't think we mean to be, but we kind of are. We're going to chat, though, because stuff is going on in Scotland right now. Some stuff. Well, not like currently, but, in Outlander on Season 2. Anyway, huge thanks to everybody who has supported this channel. Thank you so much to my members. I so appreciate it. And, of course, to those of you who have given any kind of donation to this channel or support this channel in any way. That, of course, does include monetary, but coming and viewing every video you can whenever you see something that might be kind of interesting. Thank you so much for liking, for disliking, for commenting, for sharing any videos or just this channel in general. Thanks so much, because word of mouth is how this goes around. YouTube can only do so much, and if you find the information helpful and the weird purple lady entertaining, it's helpful if you share with friends. Now, of course, this is the second video of the day, so if you missed the first one, go check it out. There's some information there you may want to know. There's actually quite a bit of information there, and you might want to know some of it. And, of course, if you think you might have missed out anything from the past past year, well, last week at least, don't forget to check the playlist down below. Don't forget, we're not doing a movie review today, or this week, just because I'm behind on stuff because of being ill last week. So we're going to wait till next week, and we're going to talk about The Fifth Element starring Bruce Willis. If you want to get in on that, let me know. Need some chatters. If not, it'll just be me. And I mean, I could talk about it, quite frankly, and be all right. Some good stuff happens. So email me if you want to be a part of that. Other than that, please do check out the playlist, catch up on all the fun stuff. And of course, no matter what video you do choose, I'll see you there.